Mid in the sense that if you really want to like destroy basses and oversaturate and overprocess them and make a mud pie and resample it, nothing's really come close to like using Trash 2. This one, honestly, is like right there with it. This is the most excited I've been about a plugin in quite some time. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about it and show you how to use it. And I will link it in the description. It's like 81% off right now. It's like 20 bucks. 100% grab it if you're into bass music. It's for sure fire. Before we hop in, I wanted to mention that I just dropped a complete 30-day music production course. If you are looking to further your skills, I have 10 years experience. I have 3 degrees from 3 different schools. I've been doing this for quite a while. The course is over 17 hours and it's 100 bucks, but for my subscribers, it's actually half off. So it's under 50 bucks for you guys. I will link that in the description if it's something you're interested in. Let's get into the video. So here's the interface, bass riff by Instant Audio. And basically what it does and why it's so cool is because what I always do with my basses, like my sub bass, all different kinds of basses, I will use a frequency splitter, as you've probably seen me do. And I'll split the low frequencies and the high frequencies so that way I can saturate and put reverb and distort and delay the high frequencies and maintain the integrity and the cleanness of the sub below. So that's like my go-to bass processing method is I use a frequency splitter, which is 2 Ableton auto filters meeting in one spot. So that way I can keep my low end clean and I can just destroy the upper half of the bass and break all the rules that we normally apply to sub bass as far as putting reverb on them, saturating, all that kind of stuff. This plugin is literally built to do that. And the best part is the distortion and the reverb and the space units are fire. So here's basically what we're looking at here. I have a relatively clean 808 to use it as an example. Got a little bit of razzle on it, but it's pretty clean. We have these 3 selections up here. We have flow, space, and heat. Anything that's red is going to be going into the upper frequencies of where we split it at. Anything that's blue is going to pertain to the lower half or our sub frequencies. So basically the way this works is we decide where we want to split it so we can maintain a lot of the sub, or we can really crank this down all the way to like 40 if we wanted. And now we can process the highs and the lows separate. So we have this flow chart left to right for our highs and then some bass settings we would not want down here. And this is like perfect. Like if I designed a plugin, this is what I would want. We can mono out our sub bass, we can enhance it a little bit, and we can use some compression on it. So anything we'd want to do to our sub bass, we can do right here. And now we have all these options for the top end. So here's kind of an A and B of what it sounds like. I'll kind of cruise through a couple presets so you can get an idea of kind of what we're talking about. See, with like the chaotic saturation and the heat that's adding to it with the spatial effects, with the reverb, it's got a comb filter, reverse, and delay. It's really giving like that Trash 2 vibe. Like I know it's not quite the same because it's not technically a convolver, but like with these crazy distortions and the spatial effects, you're really getting like that gnarly Trash 2 ruining of your bass sound. And it's funny because if we come over here to the heat unit, we actually have a button that says Trash. So I thought that was kind of comical. So anyway, you get the idea. A lot of room to do some cool destruction in here. So basically the way it works is like I was saying, we split our signal here and we decide what goes up, what goes down. It goes left to right. So first we have flow. So this is going to be chorus, phase, wobble, and flange. So different kind of movements in it. This wheel over here is going to dictate the rate. So the rate of whatever effect we're working with. So say we put it on wobble and we're all the way up here. We're getting a wobble at a 1/16 triplet note. And then this is going to be the amount we're applying to it. We have the on-off button for the individual modules. So if we don't want one of these on, we can just turn them off. Moving over to space. So this is going to be all your spatial effects. Reverb, delay. This comb filter is super tight. I don't think I've seen someone slide in a comb filter like this on a module like this. You can get some cool textures out of the comb filter. But yeah, delay, comb filter, reverb, reverse, so backwards. And again, this is just the time. a time, and then this is the amount on all of them. Then coming over to heat, this is when things get pretty cool. Again, we have the trash module. We have crush, like a straight bit crusher. Some tube saturation. Linfold, which I assume is similar to Linfold. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, super dope. And then as we talked about down here, we have just pretty minimal options as we would want for a sub bass. So we can compress it, we can enhance it a little bit, and then we can mono it out. And then all these meet at this unit right here where it says merge. So the lows and the highs meet back up on merge. And now we have some final controls to kind of like make our sound cohesive. Maybe we want to low pass it. Maybe we want to control the lows, the mids, or the highs. And then we have a low pass and high pass. And then it's cool, after all this saturation we do, we can actually demud it. So this is a little bit of a dip around that 250 hertz range. So we can clean it up a little bit from the spatial effects and the heat and everything we're kind of adding to it. Then we can run it into a maximizer. It's perfect. That's probably what I would do anyway with something like this. And then we have a general output control. Then up here, I always love when plugins slide in this just randomize button. Like I love just kind of beat surfing and randomizing and waiting till I hear something I like. So that's kind of cool that they tossed that in there. We have A and B controls. So if we want to kind of go back to the previous one, we can A and B those. We can copy a preset and then we can move forward or backward as much as we want. And then we have a number of presets. And they did mention in the description, this can actually be good for bass guitar. So if you use it subtle, you can really bring out some color in like an actual real bass guitar. And then we have just like the gritty root, like the gritty ones. And then we have some oversampling options here. Really cool to have this. We have a clip, AGC, and then oversampling off 2 times or 4 times, and then just a bypass button. So I could really see myself doing like some resampling stuff with these distortion throws, the flow, the delay, and coming up with some super gritty and dirty sounds. So anyway, I woke up, I got this email, I opened it up, and I was super amped, so I just figured I would show this to you guys. Right now, it's like 81% off. I'll link in the description. It was like $20. Like, definitely grab this. It's better than trash. It's better than roar. If you like to destroy sub basses, like, totally worth it. I feel like this is probably going to be like my new go-to plugin for this stuff. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.